Moving on to our next little topic. Tal, you're actually here for two reasons today. First, you're here because you're my boss and you asked to be here, which means you get to be here. But second, because you, I think of all of us in the office, have gone more crazy on the whole settlement aspect of the game than anybody else.
And I don't know why.
Okay, so what is this question for everybody? But we'll start with you. What's your Fallout 4 settlement like?
My settlement.
Yeah,
I have about 18 of them now.
All right.
It's insane. So I have about
Conqueror of the Wasteland, Tal Blevins.
I have about 18 settlements now. They are all have. I've been playing about 100 and 120 hours so far in Fallout. Wow. I stay up to about 2 or 3 every morning playing Fallout. I have them full defense. I have rocket launchers at each one. I have, everything is, everybody's happy. Yay!
Do they call you the governor?
Yeah. They call me the general, sir. I'm the general. But I have them all linked now, too, which was very handy for building things at all the various settlements. But, man, I have put so much time into that. Like, you know me, I even have, like, little stories where now all my the folks who are the procurement people who go between the settlements, I give them all nice suits and hats, so they're like traveling door-to-door salesmen. Again, I like to have my little meta stories within the game world itself when I set these up. I made one, the Red Rocket that's outside. Yeah. Everybody there just looks like they're in Mad Max garb, so they look super scary when you go by.
Create these little worlds. You kind of remind me. I keep thinking of Dark Helmet playing with his action figures, No,
I have my own little. Exactly. I've created my own little game universe in there, and don't get me wrong. I am having fun with it. I just wish it was a little deeper. I also wish that if I wasn't there, so having that many settlements, you get a lot of messages that pop up. It's like, Abernathy Farm is under attack, go save them, or Oberlin Station is under attack. If I'm in the middle of the quest, I'm like, man, I don't really have time to do that right now. I want to finish this quest that I'm doing. And then you'll get a message that, you failed to save the community, and you'll go back there. And even though you have all these defenses, like, things will be torn up. Usually nobody has died, which is good. But, you'll have to, repair and everything. And I'm like, okay, at least if I built those defenses there, I would have expected them to defend themselves,
Someone just unplugged it while you were away.
Yeah, exactly. But we know they can't do anything for themselves.
Tal is Lord of the Commonwealth. What about you guys?
My settlement is pretty basic, again. Pretty early on into the game. I chose Sanctuary just because it's the first area that, you're given the option to make a settlement for. And I even talked to Destin before I did it. I was like, is this, a cool area? Should I do it? And he was like, why not? You can do multiple ones. And I was like, wow, you can. All right, cool. Later on, I discovered...
it's a trap, Sean.
Yeah. Well, speaking of traps, the Starlight Diner, I really wanted to do that one because as a movie guy, I was like, I would love to build a settlement, at a drive-in movie theater, but there's this huge Rads pool, right in the middle of it. And I was like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, scrap the barrels.
Oh, you can...
yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then you go there. Yeah, nice pool of water for your water purification system.
There you go. Yeah, so
delicious radiated water.
Good call. I'll probably do that later. But yeah, it's pretty basic. I have maybe 6 settlers there. I'm still kind of laying down food, putting down beds and stuff, scrapping stuff, and wrapping my head around the systems itself. I don't have the problem where I think it's too robust because I'm still wrapping my head around it.
Okay. What about you two?
I'm mostly exploring, so I haven't had a whole lot of time. I also don't like people in this game very much yet.
True.
So I've kind of had everybody else in Sanctuary just sleep in a crummy old broken house, where I built my own 2-story house next door. It's no, you can't come in. This is my place. So I have one 2-story house, which I have a pool table. I've been searching the waste for more billiard balls. I think I have most of them by now, and 2 pool cues. And my upper floor.
They don't all fit in the rack. I'm very disappointed in that.
That OCD just why can't they all fit? Why didn't you make it the right size? But then I have my upstairs with my bobblehead statue or counter, my magazine racks in the bathroom with magazines on them. I have a terminal set up, and I noticed that if I bring a companion by my house, they'll just go to my terminal and start typing.
Yeah,
it's make stuff at home. Sure, why not? Okay.
Yeah, you're just hacking your files. You're sitting there reading your finances.
Oh, checking your holotape.
And I'm very OCD. I have a steamer trunk for my guns. I have a suitcase for my clothes. I have a little cooler for all my chems. And then on the roof, Tal saw it. I had an upstage garage that was on the roof behind a power generator. I put all my power armors there. And eventually I was like, I have too much power armor. I gotta build a new garage. So I just demolished another house and I built a giant 2-story open metal garage with like little corrals for every single power armor that I found, and then like I moved the workstation.
Yeah, you have like 8 or 10 power armors.
Yeah.
I have a friend that has the same problem in real life. He keeps like buying more cars and
Too many
building
power
bigger
armors.
garages to put them in. Yeah. What about you, Miranda?
Mine is super basic right now. I have like 8 beds, and there's some little crates for my clothes, and there's one for the food, and then there's a little, like, you know, the little toolbox, like the little red one for all my weapons. So it's like there's a minigun in here and a Fat Man. It's all right. That's fine.
Awesome.
It's like a bag of holding. It's fine.
Yeah, so right now, just super basic. I'm still exploring. Like, I'll go back and settle down and build it up later.
Oh, my God. I built bars for my people that they just go in and sit in. And huge warehouse and nice little sauna towers. Yeah. A little sauna. It's nice.
Of all of you, I think I'm probably the saddest. My settlement is practically non-existent. I've been following other tracks away from the Minutemen, largely for the purposes of writing the guide. And because of that, I've dealt almost not at all with settlement, and it's much more like playing the old game. And I can tell you that it seems to be sufficiently rewarding. Like I'm doing fine doing it that way. So the question I pose to you guys is the settlement aspect worth it? Is it paying off? And I'm going to ask that in 2 senses. One, in what you're getting from the game, but also in what you're getting from the fun factor. I mean, is
I think so, right? To me, experiences like these are additive. Like features like this and experiences that they give you are additive in that, like, if it wasn't there, I don't necessarily think that it would detract from the game experience for me, right? Because to me, Fallout at its core is a game about wandering the wasteland alone, and like you can still do that without the settlement. So the fact that it's there and the fact that like you can ignore it and doing so doesn't really hurt you, or you could invest all your time into it and doing so doesn't hurt you either.
Well, I will say I've created a lot of personal stories with it, so it's been personally rewarding in some sense, but it also does detract when you have to do so much management because your settlements are getting attacked. Yep. It does seem to detract a little bit, in my opinion, when you get a lot of settlements, and all of a sudden it becomes a game of management. That said, one of my favorite tactics is when I go into a big base, since I have so many settlements and I have artillery at each one that I've built up, that's a really good gameplay mechanic that now I can call in artillery strikes. If I go into something like taking out Quincy, for example, Quincy was so much easier to take out, and I won't give away too many spoilers there, because I could call in artillery, like super mutant bases, because I can call in artillery, and it's just cool to hear that in the distance, boom.
What about for you guys?
So I think it's fun. Yeah. I'm definitely excited to get into it. I probably won't have as many, settlements as Tal does ever, but I don't want to manage that much. I want like 2 or 3 towns that I really care about and build them up, and everyone else, too bad, So like that's kind of what I want to get out of it, but later, like I want to find all the books first and get all the cool collectibles and all the furniture. So
you want to explore first and then settle down?
Yeah, like I
so
think
this you're kind of in like the reckless 20s stage of your life here, and then gradually going to move into your 30s, kind of settle down and.
That's me. I'm old. I like building things and having nice buildings.
I like having a nice house, but there are other things to do.
I'm in a similar boat where I'm more concerned with exploring, and I also haven't found any settlers worth my time. Like it's kind of sad for me that when you bring in people and they're just named settler. I'm just like, what's your story?
I agree with that.
I'm a dude. I'm just like, really? There's just even just the tiniest amount. Have a name. Jack, John, just gonna say, hey Jack, you're a cool guy. I'm gonna give you some cool armor. It's just like, which one of you guys is the one who's doing the water? I don't know. But like the sanctuary group you come with, like they're kind of like hit or miss. And like I found, that there's some farmers nearby. They're okay, but I would really like some more personality. Like I feel like because Fallout 4 has the settlement thing, there's not a lot of like personable towns. There's maybe like there's Diamond City, and there's like 2 or 3 small little things around there. But I feel like because of that, they're kind of it's on you to make the new cities. Yeah. And they lack personality.
Well, you know what gets me? When your settlers come up to you and you just pick something up, it's like, you don't want that trash. I just want to say to them, you know what? This whole town was built out of that trash. You know that bar I built? It's all pencils and dirty ashtrays.
Shut up, Codsworth. It's important to me.
Exactly. You know that bed you sleep on that I made? Yeah, I made that out of tin cans.
So a couple of messages, tweets from the audience. I like this one a lot. Colonel Barra said, I had a funny moment where I went in to open a door and I got hit in the head by a fat man.
Dude, I've had similar experiences like that. I was walking back from Lexington after clearing out like a thing of raiders there, a building full of raiders, and I heard like what sounded like a missile launch, and I looked up and just a fat man was traveling straight at me. And I was like, I guess that raider has a fat man. I know where I'm going. And so when I respawned, I went and killed her and got it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always find it's good to attack from above when someone has a fat man.
Yeah.
That way they're like lob. If you're below them, just like, oh, well, you're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody else?
So ghouls are easy to kill now, but every time they just like pop up out of nowhere, it still freaks me out
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, because you think they're corpses, you know.
Their
and
movement
then-
is so good, though, too,
Yeah.
right? They really like varied up, and some of them will run at you like this, and others will be like feral dogs, like coming at you. I really like the ghouls in the game.
Very first time I ran into a group of ghouls, I hadn't encountered any in the game yet, and I was in Lexington, and I walked into this one house, and I thought I heard a noise upstairs, and I started up the stairs, and 7 ghouls just around the
my
corner
God.
all at once, waving. I just screamed and threw the controller in the air.
It's very
It was-
28 days later. You
Yeah,
know?
it was wonderful. They ate me alive. I was done for. In that regard, that's all I have to say about that.
There's super tense moments in the game, like just tonally when you're walking around out in the wasteland and it's like dark or you don't know what's around each corner behind the rocks or over on the other side of the grassy knoll. Like it can be very tense and scary. In those times, I just turn on the radio. And then it just adds a whole different tone to it where I'm just like, I'm cruising
classical
along.
music.
Yeah, like some of those 50s tunes, like they're super catchy.